Before the video begins, I'd like to give a shout out and thank you to the people on screen for supporting me on Patreon. Enjoy the video. Hello, welcome to another brand new Let's Play. My name is Thunder here at HG Central. You're gonna have to forgive my voice a little bit. I'm currently under the weather, but I wanted to get this out. So, after a bit of a while after doing my Grid LP, I decided maybe I should at least keep some LPs going here on the YouTube side of things, just so not to, so for those who are unable to come to my Twitch streams, at least have some new content still coming up every now and then. And today I thought, instead of just sitting around and just being all mopey and just dealing with being sick, I thought I'd make another Let's Play, and today we're going to be Let's Playing Sega GT on the original Sega Dreamcast. Sega GT, in a lot of ways, was basically meant to be a direct competitor to PlayStation's Gran Turismo, and it was a very ambitious game in a lot of ways, but it didn't quite deliver what Sega was hoping for with Sega GT, as you'll probably see throughout this play. Now, I'm actually playing the European version of this game because the European version came out later on in the life cycle of the Dreamcast, and it came with, like, additional cars and whatnot. So because of those additional cars, that's why I'm playing this version of the game. Other than that, really, the game's mostly pretty much the same, with the exception of a couple things as a result of the European editions. This game was eventually ported over not too much long after to the PC, but it's a very, like, bare bones port. You can't change the resolution, and there's some graphical glitches. It does work on modern computers, but really the best way to play this game is with the Dreamcast. And I am playing this on emulator, so there might be a bit of hiccups in terms of the frame rate every single now and then, because DMule is still quite early in the development, but it does run fairly well from my previous experience. It's just a few things here and there that can tend to happen. It's nothing too serious, though. So the main portion of this game comes from the championship mode, but I'm just gonna run in here real quickly. Actually, no, I don't really think I need to change it that much. The BGM in this game, the music, it's all original tracks made for the game. There's nothing licensed here, so we don't need to worry about copyrights or nothing. So that's good. But the main portion of this game comes from the championship mode, which is what we're going to be focusing on, of course, throughout this LP. So we're going to jump right into that. Now, immediately upon jumping in, you're greeted to the My Garage screen, where you have a selection of different options. You have to race, license, which will be the first thing we do, Carrozzeria, I don't have no idea how you say that after all these years. Please, someone feel free to tell me if they know. Car dealer, car select, tuning, car file, which is just information on the cars in the game, information, and the memory card, which is self-explanatory. So, what we're going to be doing is, because the license is kind of like Gran Turismo, it's important that you do it. So that's what we're going to be doing first. There's actually two segments, however, to the license. We have the driver's test, which is the main important bit, and the works cup. So we're going to start, of course, with the driver's test. And we agreed to one of four classes: the extra class, or E class, the B class, A class, and the SA class. Basically, from lowest to highest, it starts at E class and then finishes off at SA class. So we're going to be going in order. Now, in every class, there are 6 different tests. And basically all it is, for every single test, is driving a car around one of the in-game tracks. So what I'm going to be doing for these parts is I'm going to, in the next, I think it would be parts 1 through 8 here, because I'm also going to show the Works Cup. I'm going to be showing off each vehicle, so part 1 will be dedicated to the E-Class driver's tests. And I'm going to be going down the list, which means first up would be Suzuki Sport. From Suzuki Sports, we are given the Alto Works 4-wheel drive variant at Snowy Mountain, and we have a prescribed time of 1 minute 22.194. Now, as you're about to find out, that's not quite actually the time we want to beat, because with the time we actually are going to want to beat, and when you start off, you get this nice little cinematic of the track. There's actually a faster time we're going to want to beat, which will come into play later. Now, this might take me a couple of attempts, because, you know, they are a little bit stingy, but they're not too hard to get once you get the track down, so you may see a jump cut coming. And remember what I said about jump cuts? Well, it didn't take long. This is take number 2 for me, so let's go right into it. I think I know what I did. I made a couple small mistakes, so we're going to try and fix those. Now, basically, Snowy Mountain is like a small little, somewhat technical course, but very high-speed focused. With some tunnels here and whatnot to kind of, I guess, give it a bit more scenery feel and whatnot. But it's definitely kind of an interesting track visually, nonetheless, in terms of how it's all done up. Now, you might notice that as the car is going uphill, the suspension is very bumpy. It's kind of like wobbling about. That's going to come into play later with the handling physics of this game, and pretty much one of the main culprits as to why this game didn't exactly quite live up to the expectations when going against the likes of Gran Turismo. But, of course, we'll get to that when the time comes. We're just coming up. Hopefully we'll make it in time. This might be close. I think we're going to get it, though. Yes, there we go. It took only 2 tries. The fastest lap is the time we want to actually aim for, not the lower time. If you can actually beat the fastest lap, excuse me, that's how you qualify for the Works Cup. So that is always the time you really would like to aim for. Now, I'm just going to quickly put my name in here. There we go. And we get to sit nice and pretty at the top of the leaderboard there with a 112.960, with a time that we needed to beat was a 113.826. So we beat it by almost a whole second. That's actually pretty good. Now, all you really have to do in this game is do just one of the tests, and you got your license. You can move on to the next one. But for the sake of completion, I am going to be going through all of them, trying to beat all the best times. This one I think might take a little bit from memory, but could be wrong. It is STI, so Subaru, with the Plio. Anyone remember this car? The Plio RS. At Sky Peak Hill, the prescribed time is a 1:22.999. That is, of course, not the time that we're going to need to beat. Now, I'm not gonna be showing off all these little introduction things, because after the first little once or twice, you get the idea. So let's just get to it. Take 3. This one is a trickier one that I remembered. So you know, it's all coming back to me slowly. Sky Peak Hill, kind of a speedy track in some ways, but mostly but you'll find it's a little more technical than you would expect, and quite a bit of surprises in the track as well, as you will find out. So we have this section here, of course, a little bit of a right-hander that goes slightly on an uphill curve, which means you can see that suspension working away. Again, that will come into more play later on as we get through the game. Don't really think I need to be in 6 key here, but whatever. Oh god, you can already see that suspension working away. Just all the bumps and everything is just, it's getting so much amount of loose. There we go. That was better than last time, I'd say. This might be a better attempt. I think this might be a better run already. Here's hoping. This is going to be close, I would say. But can we do it? Can I get this on the third go? I think I can. Ooh, barely, but we got it. 114.725. I got it by just 0.025. But I will take it. That's because that's all we need to get to the top. So yeah, three attempts on this one. Not too terrible. Next up we have is DRS, which is Daihatsu Racing Service. STI, by the way, Super Technical International, for those of you who didn't understand what that meant. We have the Daihatsu Opti, a four-wheel drive car here, at Great Rock Road. The prescribed or qualified time is 118.647. Of course, again, that's not the time we're going to be wanting to aim for, but that's the time it's there if you just want to get through it quickly. The time that we're going to be aiming for is that fastest lap there of 112.185. As we get one of the more calming songs in the game at a track that's certainly somewhere, to say the least. It looks like it would definitely be in a desert area, like, you know, maybe like Arizona or something. Some cactuses in the background, all that kind of stuff. Could be completely wrong. Now, as we come up here, this is mostly a pretty simple track, with the exception of this very sharp corner. You have to really make sure that you turn in early and make sure you're off the throttle enough. Otherwise, you're going to go off. It's very easy to go off there, so got to be very careful. If getting the absolute best time is crucial for you, you're going to want to be very cautious and make sure you nail your line and get the speed right for going. Well, this one might be close, but I think I could get it on the first go. Ooh, again, barely, but we got it. 112.127 on the first go. Excellent. I'm just getting through these pretty quickly, I would have to say. So let's back out of that, because we're done with that one now. We're already halfway there. Next we got Mugen Power, with the Honda Z, or the Z Turbo as it's also known, at the other variant of the kind of like Rocky Hill track, Deep Rock Road. As you're about to find out, Deep Rock Road is an incredibly simple track. How simple? Well, look at that course layout. You tell me. Yeah, this one will be very simple. So the qualifying time is a 1:13.564, and the fastest lap is a 1:08.921. And I've honestly forgotten just how kind of lazily slow the Z Turbo is, even in comparison to the other cars within the E-Class. It definitely seems like it's lacking the turbo, despite it being in its name. And it's also not what people would immediately think of when they hear the name Z as a car name. They would think of the Nissan. Oh yeah, that's right. This is also only 4 gears. Yeah, you can see here lots of open space, mostly like almost kind of like a speedway in most ways. High speed, very simple track. with a car like this, you basically get on the throttle as soon as you start, and you never have to let your foot off. It is easy come as easy go. So with that, we're pretty much already gonna beat it on the first go, nearly a second, 108.165. I gotta say, I'm doing surprisingly better at these than I expected, so that's good. It won't mean I have to cut out as much in the post editing. Awesome. So let's jump over to the second last one. We got Mazda Speed, and their car of choice is one of my more interesting favorites, the AutoZam AZ1 at Solid Circuit. Qualified time is a 1 minute 23.258. I think this one was also a bit of a tricky one. I could be wrong, but we shall find out. Alright, second attempt. I went a little bit off on the really sharp corner in this track, which I think cost me my chances of getting the time. I still came close to the fastest lap there, 118.144. But I would say it was pretty much the reason I didn't get the time. As you can see, this car has a very high RPM of 11,000. But because of the way the gearing works in this game, it's kind of pointless to even consider really trying to get up there. Which is why I've been shifting at about 8,500 instead. And yep, this car has 5 gears. I think me shifting a little bit earlier in the fifth did help get me a bit more speed, which might make this getting the time a bit more possible. Like I said, I was pretty close the first time around, even with the screw up, which is this corner coming up here. There we go. Aced it that time. Perfect. That was a much better run through that corner, so that should definitely help give me the time. I would be shocked if I didn't get it. Ooh, almost cut it a bit too close. That's fine. Yeah, look, I'm gonna definitely get this time around. Easy. 117.022 by a whole second. If I didn't have that slight little botch at the final corner getting the line down, that probably would have been a sub 117. First driver's seat yet again, and only 2 attempts. And with that, we've only got one more to go here, and that is Rhetoric, which is, of course, Mitsubishi. We have the Topo. Yes, this car is called the Topo. At Night Section A, so it's actually on a night track. Because, you know, why else would it be called Night Section, right? So, with that, let's get right into it. Now, this one is a bit of a longer track. The time to beat is a 1:43.624. With a qualified time of 1:53.642. So yeah, they definitely saved the biggest one for last in terms of length. Yes, the Topo. This is very Japanese focused because I don't really know of any other game that has a Topo. I don't even know if Gran Turismo 2 has a Topo. I know it's got cars like the Alto Works and the Z Turbo and like I think even the Opti and maybe and I think it even has the Plio. Excuse me. Again, like I said, still kind of sick. 5 gears. But really, apart from that, I don't think it ever had the Topo. I think the Topo was definitely on its own here and being in Sega GT, not in Gran Turismo 2. If the Topo is in GT2, please feel free to correct me because I don't remember. And of course, mostly because I never really had a reason to get these cars in those games. Whereas in this game, well, you have to start somewhere, right? Because with GT2, you can just start if you really want a really good starter car, you can just start with like a Toyota Celica GT4 or a Toyota Super Turbo or something like that. So, you know. Yeah, you definitely see how much the suspension just hops up when you hit a curb. Kind of very silly. But this one, yeah, I think we've got this one on the first go yet again. 1:42.464 by a whole 1.2 seconds. Excuse me. And with that, that is all the extra class done. 111 So which means we can enter. We have all of the works cups ready to go for the extra class, but that will be coming soon. I believe in part 5. So stay tuned when we eventually get to that. But stay tuned for the next part, where we'll be tackling the driver's test for the B class. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Make sure to check out my other links, if you want to help support on Patreon, or follow me on Twitch or Twitter, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you guys on the next one.